Hello guys, and welcome to another first impressions video. And I've been playing Pokemon Violet for a little bit now. I guess you could technically say both Scarlet and Violet because they have some very minor differences, mostly based on preference. So I guess this first impressions video can really go towards either game, even though I've only been playing Violet. But overall, I've had some fun with it, but there are definitely a lot of issues. Definitely a lot of notable issues, especially regarding performance and different things. And yeah, I feel like the ideas are great. Like, I like all of the ideas involved with this game, but the execution, yeah, it's kind of honestly poorly executed in a lot of the areas here. I mean, like, it's not really. Like, in terms of gameplay, the gameplay is functional, and it's fun and everything, but the problems are really notable, really distracting, and they're just hard to avoid. Like, the most notable issues are definitely, like, in terms of the graphics and everything, and I know a lot of people are saying it's due to the aging hardware on the Nintendo Switch, but we've had games like Breath of the Wild, which was even on the Wii U, and it looks much better than this game does. And it doesn't have all of these problems with pop-in, all of these like low poly models, and very low resolution textures in plain sight in a lot of areas, and the way that the open world is executed visually is not very good. Like, it's just, like, you could definitely notice a lot of the issues that this game has overall, and another issue can be, like, the performance overall, because there's, like, a lot of, bugs and a lot of, like I said, pop-in, that's also kind of, like, a visual thing as well, but it's just, definitely kind of contributes to some of the problems with this game, and there's definitely a lot of bugs too, both visually and like kind of moving around in the overworld in general. And yeah, it's unfortunate that this game suffered from being rushed. And yeah, it's just like, there's also all those issues that people mentioned online, like on Twitter and different things. Like, there were those videos of different things, and then there's also like the animations as well. I don't think, like, in battle, I think the animations do seem to be improved a bit from Sword and Shield and some of the other games, but some of the other animations and some of the other sequences and different things definitely seem a bit off. Like, especially the one where you eat like a sandwich or eat food. It's just like that one is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it just shows like a static image or sprite of the sandwich in the background, and it just shows like the trainer like biting over it. It just looks so ridiculous. It looks like a video like this. It looks like a special effect that I'd make in like a project in middle school or something. Like, it's just so goofy and ridiculous. It doesn't look like something that would be in a game of the most successful media franchise. It's just absolutely insane and ridiculous. I did mention that in the one news video, but still, it's just, wow, I can't believe they got away with that. It just, overall, it's just, like, a lot of these problems that the game has, it's just pretty unfortunate. I feel like this game definitely would have been a lot better if it had more development time overall. And yeah, because the thing is with this game, there are genuinely good ideas. Like, I've actually been kind of enjoying some of the aspects of this game, in terms of the fact that it's open, like, you're free to go anywhere, and the structure is looser this time. Like, you could really do things in any order, gyms and different things like that. You can really go to any area, any time. Sure, it would be harder, due to, like, levels and different things like that, but I'm glad that there's the option. I'm glad that there's a choice there. That's one good thing about this game. It is going in a new direction and everything, and it's kind of breaking free from that formula that has been in the Pokemon franchise for the past 25 years, and I'm glad that they're breaking free from that formula and doing something different now, but it just really isn't executed very well. I mean, it's weird. Like, this game, in some areas, it actually looks decent. Like, when you're inside of a building, or looking over in a certain area, but when you're out in those big open spaces, it definitely suffers visually due to, like, the game having to render a lot of different areas, but I feel like it could have been optimized better if they had more development time. And that's definitely probably what contributed to a lot of these problems, is the fact that it was rushed and the fact that it had to be released at a strict deadline and everything. Like the other games in the past were, like Sword and Shield, and likely Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Overall, it's just pretty unfortunate that the modern Pokemon games have these strict deadlines to be released. I feel like with games like Legends Arceus, even though Legends Arceus could have used more development time, I feel like that game was executed much better in like the aspect of being more kind of orientated on a larger world, the focus on action and different things. So I feel like that game might have gotten more time than Scarlet and Violet, because Scarlet and Violet really feel half-baked in a lot of areas, especially when it comes to like visuals. And I mean, the gameplay is fine, I would say, but I would say the gameplay does feel a bit lacking compared to Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like, with that game, it had an expanded moveset, and there were a lot of things you could do, in a lot of areas that you could explore, but it feels like it took a step back with Scarlet and Violet, because it really seems like you can't do as much, especially like when battling the Pokemon. I feel like that's more of a nitpick. I honestly don't have too much of a problem with it, is I feel like they have to keep the core structure there some way, because this is technically like the core main series game, the new generation and everything. They kind of have to keep the formula intact in some way, but I do wish it was a little more like Arceus, in the fact where you could kind of move around and throw Pokeballs in the way that you could in that game. I wish that was carried over, and also like the fact that you could dodge things, and I wish like they had that whole system in place, and that whole kind of structure, and like the Pokemon NPCs kind of reacting to you moving by. I wish they had something like that in Scarlet and Violet, but it's like, I don't think that's too big of a deal for this game, but I feel like they really should have executed the things that it was trying to do better. But yeah, I feel like so far, from what I've experienced, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they have a lot of good ideas, but they just haven't been executed very well. And I'll have to see what I think of this game when I play more of it, but so far, having a bit of fun. I just have been noticing a lot of issues and a lot of problems when it comes to performance, and it's definitely bringing down my enjoyment of the game quite a bit. But I wouldn't say it's bad quite yet, but I wouldn't say it's good either. We'll just have to see as I play the game more and eventually do a review. So yeah, and a lot of these performance issues are pretty inexcusable as well. As well as like the time restraints as well. That's probably like the main issue. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server if you want to. Goodbye.